Hi everyone. Hello Lois, good morning. Good afternoon actually.
Good afternoon, Preeti. Hi, everybody.
Hi everyone. We have still few of the people are still joining. So let's wait for a minute and then we can start.
Great.
Great, wonderful. So the count is just going up. So yes, Louis, we are ready to go now. I think it's 12:03, 12:02. So good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to have this webinar, typically focusing on 11 plus exam journey, 3 months preparation plan, and we are also going to cover the school catchment area, the guidance for all the parents who are applying for 11 plus exam, 11 plus entrance exam. So the way we are going to conduct this today's webinar, firstly, we will go through our PowerPoint presentations, going through the full exam boards, what are the exam boards, planners and everything. In the last 15 minutes, we are going to give time for the parents to ask their questions on our Zoom chat. Uh, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Preeti and I'm the founder of PiAcademy. I'm looking after the maths and the non-verbal reasoning side of 11 plus exam preparation. And we also have Lois. She is our English tutor and she is taking all the English courses and the classes. On our website, we have a lot of material available for the exam preparation. Luis derived all the solutions for all the papers, which you can see it on our website, including the past papers, practice papers, mock exams. She has also designed and developed the 11 plus exam video courses on comprehension and the creative writing. Coming to the maths part of this exam preparation, we do have a lot of 11 plus exam maths past paper, practice paper, mock test, as well as the video courses. The reason we conduct these webinars because many parents, they are quite active on our live chat and they keep asking the questions, especially in the last 3 months, what could be the exam preparation strategy? So what we are going to show you in today's webinar is how you're going to prepare your child, especially in the last 3 months. We will also present you our time tested exam planners so that you can follow those plans and you can prepare your child in the last 3 months. So I will pass on this webinar now to Louise. She will cover the English part and the verbal reasoning part, and I will cover the maths part. Thank you very much, Louise. On to you.
Great. Thank you, Preeti. And good afternoon, everybody. As Preeti said, my name is Lois and I am working with PiAcademy as an English tutor. So if you do have questions about English, do feel free to ask those at the end. So I'll just share screen from my end so that we can make a start. So, in today's webinar, we're going to go through various different elements of the 11 plus exam process. So we'll start off by talking about what is the 11 plus exam, the core subjects, just to, revise and reinforce these things. We'll talk about the different exam boards that you can expect to face. We will talk about how to assess if your child is ready or their readiness at this current moment. We'll also talk about identifying mistakes. We will also go through the 3-month planner for you to use and talking about selecting your target school. So I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about the 11 plus exam. I'm sure a lot of this information is things that you already know, but just to clarify the dates. So the 11 plus exam is used by grammar and independent schools as part of admissions for year 7. And for the grammar school test, that is fast approaching. It's in September of this year, so there's only a few months left to prepare. For independent schools, there is a little bit longer. You won't take the exam until January, but these things are all, time does whiz by, so this is the great time to be really using your time effectively to plan. The grammar schools that use the 11 plus, they will use these four subjects, or some or all of these subjects: English, maths, VR, and NVR. Now, we are going to focus primarily on English and maths today. One thing that we always say to parents is that it's really, really important to check your school's website, or the website of the school that you're aiming for, because it might not be that they are going to do all of those subjects. It might be that they are just doing English and maths, or English, maths, and VR. Schools do vary, so make sure that you know exactly which subjects your child is going to be tested on. You'll also probably be able to find out from the school's website which exam board they are doing as well, because there is variation in the exam boards, and that will help them know the style of testing that they can expect. So for the 11 plus, there are four major exam boards. These are the ones that are used like most broadly. GL is the one that is used most substantially. As you can see, is a very large percentage of schools that use GL, and it's most likely that that's the one that your child will be taking, but there are some smaller ones. So CSSE is the next one. Again, this is only a small percentage of schools, but it's the Consortium of Selective Schools in Essex. So Essex schools likely will be taking this one. The SET is another test taken by just a few select schools. It stands for the Selective Eligibility Test, and it's a little bit different in its format, so worth knowing if that's the one you're taking. And then you've got the FSCE exam board as well, Future Stories Community Enterprise, but as you can see, there's only a very small amount that take that one. If you're doing an independent school, you'll either be following the ISEB board, or the school will have their own exams. So again, this is where we reinforce the importance of checking the school's website so that you know exactly how it's going to work. And what we're going to talk through now is just like a sort of the way that the different exam boards look, so that you can see, first of all, that the variation is really in the format of the questions, and that you can see that a lot of the skills are the same across the boards. So you need to be kind of aware of that at this point. So I'll just quickly talk through three of the exam boards. And as I said before, GL is the one that is, of course, most broadly used. The way that it works for English is it's a reading comprehension followed by some multiple choice questions. In fact, the entire paper is multiple choice. So there will be a reading section at the beginning. Then it has a spelling section where you have to identify the incorrect spelling. Then there will be a punctuation and capital letters section where you have to identify mistakes in a passage. Again, this is still all multiple choice. And then they have a grammar section where you have to select the best word or group of words to complete the sentence grammatically. So it's very clearly structured, 4 sections, all multiple choice, and that is always the way that it will go for GL, for English. SET is also multiple choice, but it's a little different. It doesn't just have one correct option, which is what GL does. It sometimes has more than one, or even an unspecified number of correct options to select. So it's a little bit more, slightly more sophisticated in the way that you have to answer it, but it is, it's still multiple choice. And they also include, for SET, there's a spelling section at the beginning of the paper, followed by 2 passages to read and questions on each section. There's also a sort of comparative section at the end of the paper as well. So it's a little different, but again, the kind of skills are still the same: comprehension and spelling, and using multiple choice to answer the questions. CSSE for English is a little different. It does not consist purely of multiple choice, as the other 2 do. Some of the questions for CSSE are descriptive, meaning that you have to write full sentences, or sometimes write out full words by hand. Obviously, you have to be able to, they're looking for your spelling, they're looking for your punctuation as well, in the way that you actually write your answers. There are some multiple choice questions kind of scattered throughout the paper, but typically it's mostly written. And there's also a reasoning section at the end as well. So it's the comprehension is the first section and followed by, it's kind of like it's essentially a verbal reasoning, a short verbal reasoning section following the comprehension. And I'll very quickly just give you a little view of what these look like, just to give you an idea of the kind of papers that you can be expected to sit, and also just to show you the kind of different question styles that we get for English. So I will just show you this on my other slide here. There we go. So this is an example paper that we've created in the GL style. This is, of course, the most common one. It begins with the reading comprehension. Then it's followed by spelling exercises, capital letter and punctuation exercises, and then a grammar exercise, identifying the best group of words. So there will be a passage to read. This one is non-fiction. As you can see, it's about sharks, but you can expect to get prose, as in fiction, sometimes even poetry. So it's really worth reading a wide range of text types when preparing. And then questions, as I said before, they're all multiple choice, but they are on a range of different kind of skills. So this first one is vocabulary. The second one is close reading about the author's intention, the author's message. The third one there is literary techniques that you need to be aware of. The fourth one is inference. What can we infer? Then we have more literary devices. Then we have more close reading or finding information specifically from the text. Then understanding challenging vocabulary again. So it's all a range of different question styles in terms of the skills that are tested. For SET, there are very similar styles of questions, but of course, as I said, it does begin with a spelling section where you have to identify correct spellings, all multiple choice again. You get given a range of choices, sometimes of lots of misspelt words, and you have to find the correct one, or lots of lots of options, and you have to find the one that fits best into the box. So that's the spelling section for SET. This is then followed by two passages. I don't think I said this before, but typically for SET, the two passages will be on a similar topic. So in this case, they're both about painters and portrait painting artists. So they'll be sort of similarly themed, which means that when you get to section D, the last section of the SET paper, there are ways to compare the two passages. But as just with GL, SET is also multiple choice, and you've got inference questions from the first one. Then you've got to identify examples of alliteration, so literary techniques, vocabulary for question 13, then more inference questions for number 14, further inference questions identifying phrases that show us certain characteristics of the characters. So it's the same sort of a style of skills required in all of these different exam boards. Finally, I will just show you a little bit of the CSSE paper. This one, as I said before, is not multiple choice primarily. It is a range of question sort of formats. And for this one, we've got a fiction passage. This one comes particularly from Gulliver's Travels. So you can expect, typically for CSSE, it's fiction. GL sometimes varies a little bit more. And as you can see, there is a range of styles of question. The first one is multiple choice, in fact, but you have to tick a box. And then the next question, you have to identify a phrase that shows you that he's been captured. So basically information retrieval. Then you need to understand the meaning of a phrase. Then you need to explain the effects of a particular phrase from the text. So it is much more explaining things in your own words, using evidence from the text, and writing in full sentences, which you do not have to do for GL and SET. So the point of sort of showing you this is just to give you an idea of the fact that a lot of these questions really are similar in the actual skills that you require, just the way you deliver them is going to be a little bit different. So if you are going for a multiple choice test, it's still worth doing some of these more written styles as well, just so that your child is developing their skills more broadly. Don't just limit them to multiple choice, because that is actually slightly easier than writing things in full. Sometimes writing in full helps them to understand the text and their understanding of it much more clearly. So I hope that this has all made sense and been useful. And I'm going to pass on at this point back to Preeti, who will explain maths, so forth.
So, hi, Louis. Thank you so much. Yes, I will take over here for 11 plus maths. So, as Louis went through 11 plus English exam boards, the boards are not going to be different for maths. They're going to be the same. So, you will see in even in the 11 plus maths exam, there is a GL board, there is a ACT board, and the CSSE board. Now, GL is MCQ. Louis has already explained that. The GL maths paper will be having 5 choices and the child need to select the correct one. ACT is more or less similar looking like GL only, and CSSE is slightly different because these are the open-ended question answers. I will open all these 3 papers for you and we can have a quick walk through these papers. As you can see here, basically any kind of maths paper, it will have a front page where all the instructions are written, and the instructions will definitely include how long is the paper, how many questions are there. Most of the time they wouldn't give you the marks, but some cases they might give you the marks. So there are the marks given, and a lot of various symbols are used, like turn over the paper, then do not turn the page while told you to do so, or the stop working out. I mean, stop the paper. It's the end of the exam. So make sure that when you are doing the paper, so especially in the last 3 months with your child, you are making sure all the instructions, you are making your child habituated to read thoroughly, because most of the cases, the children, they are not reading the instructions correctly, and that's where the time management can go wrong. Also, you can see here few questions we can go through. So there is a proper well-written question number, there is a question, and there are 5 choices. Now, in case of GL paper, the child may get a separate answer sheet where the child is supposed to darken the circle which is given on the answer sheet, or the child need to put a cross through line. Again, as I said, all the instructions the child must listen in the examination hall. They can be of various format. They can be a recorded information, there can be a written information. So when you are practicing anything with your child at home, please make sure that the child is not rushing simply to attempt the paper. The child is reading all cutthroat information, and the time management is done by the child. So what does that mean is, for example, any paper, I'm just giving you as an example, for any paper, if there are 50 questions and 50 minutes, you need to teach your child how they are going to manage the time. So maybe 1 minute per question, but I would strongly suggest, keep like 10-20 second lesser time, so that at the end, the child will get the time to mark the paper or revisit the questions which the child was struggling initially. So that's really the important tip for the maths, and it is applied for any style of the exam. It doesn't matter whether it is a GL or whether it is a CSSE. Always time management comes first. Now, SAT paper is more or less similar. We are going to send you all our PowerPoint presentation, so nothing to worry about. GL papers, SAT paper looks similar like a GL paper only, so I will not go in much deeper of this paper. You can see the look and feel is also the same. It's a multiple choice paper. Moving to the CSSE. So CSSE paper is slightly different. What happens is, most of the parents, they make mistake. They feel that the format of the paper is different than the syllabus. So now in this case, though the format of the paper is not a multiple choice, the 11 plus exam syllabus is exactly the same like GL. So syllabus means what? The type of the topics covered in the maths exam, yeah, is a syllabus. So there is no distinguishing factor between the CSSE style or the GL style. The difference happens only in form of the paper, in the format of the paper, I would say. So look at this paper now. You will see there is a question. There is a workspace given to write the legible answer in a stepwise manner, and there is a proper answer column. Now, what makes this CSSE style different than the GL or the ACT is just the format of the paper and not the syllabus. So please understand this concept. 11 plus exam syllabus is going to be the same. It doesn't matter whether it is a grammar school or an independent school. The differentiating factor comes in picture only in form of a exam format. So this is the open-ended style of exam format, and GL is the multiple choice exam format. So this is the basic. The rest of the paper or the topics are going to be the same. So that is all pretty much about the boards. Now, major question comes when people are calling us or they are using our live chat support. The major question is, how can I assess my child's current ability? So, looking at the time scale, we are in the month of May. So, obviously, we have last 3 months remaining only, and it is really, really important that you are making sure what is the level of your child's understanding right now, so that it will become very, very helpful. So wherever the gaps are, you can close those gaps in next 3 months of time. So how you are going to assess the child? As you can see, give your child a full length paper to solve under the timed condition. I explained the same factor when I was walking you through the various exam board style, because time management is very important. So you need to ensure that depending upon the time and depending upon the number of questions, your child is identifying how much time that he or she is going to spend on one question. And this can only happen when you are putting your child under the timed condition and assessing your child. So you can easily figure it out where the problem is. Is it about the time management, or is that all about the conceptual misunderstanding? So that's why this point is really important. Separating the questions, sub-questions, skill-wise for English paper and topic-wise. As I said, if you want to assess your child, maybe you can have a topic-wise assessment as well. Then third point is prepare an assessment report and check which topics the child is struggling with. So this is what we as a tutoring company we do. We have a proper assessment report. I will show you that in a minute. And that assessment report will exactly tell the parent what is the percentage your child has scored. So in this screen, we are going through the assessment report for maths, as well as we are going through the assessment report for English. Now you can see here, so the level of the assessment is medium, who assessed it, and what is the score. Now you can also see in this table that we are assessing your child on the various topics, also the marks available and the marks achieved. So this gives us a very clear-cut picture about where the gaps are. And we are also documenting the partially wrong questions as well as the completely wrong questions. So this helps us to figure it out whether and how much efforts we need to put it on each topic. So moving on, what we also do is we are giving a very detailed out feedback, like what are the topics, what are the mistakes done, and how those mistakes can be improved. We also suggest you the recommendation plan. So moving on, you can see our proper recommendation plan. The recommendation plan, the basis is how your child has performed in the assessment. So this is a proper professional assessment, and I strongly recommend parent, even if your child is going to any tutoring company, you must do this assessment right away now, because you still have 3 months in hand. So anything goes wrong, any topics are being missed out, you still have room to cover those. And professional assessment, the reason being that is because if he or she is a professional tutor, they can highlight where exactly the gaps are. Likewise, we also do English assessment. Lois does this assessment and she records all the understanding about type of the question, how much marks the child had scored. We also write our tutor's comment and we give just as a sample a model answer, like how the model answer should look like. So parents get a complete idea where the child has made a mistake. Moving on to this. So we do exactly the same thing what we are doing it in maths only. But here there is one other specific part, which is a creative writing, which is really important. It happens in case of the grammar school in the stage 2 of the examination, but it's really important if you want to develop the child's vocabulary. make sure that the child is practicing the creative writing. Now, there are certain ways we mark the creative writing, and we do have a checklist for marking the creative writing. You can see this checklist. We make sure the child has have written a legible plan, and the child is using high level of spelling, punctuation, and grammar, vocabulary, sentence structure, so on and so on. So we cover this everything into the checklist. So the basis how the tutor marks the child assessment is based on this checklist. Moving on. And of course, we do have the recommendation plan as well. We also suggest like what are the best recommended practice papers, what are the books your child can read. So this is pretty much the assessment report looks like. You can also book the assessment through our website. I can show you where you can book the assessment. So there we have a dedicated assessment page. On the pricing menu, you can see the diagnostic assessment, and within the diagnostic assessment, there is a booking form which you can book it for your child and we can do the assessment. But this is really important step. You do it through us, you do it by yourself, or you engage any other company to do that. But assessment must be done at this point of stage, because that will give you a very clear-cut idea where your child is and what are the gaps. Moving on back to our presentation again. Yeah, I think we have discussed about that, and please give the link into the chat. The biggest mistake the parents are making that they have no plan, they do not have enough time to the high mark topics. Now, this is the problem or this is the mistake that more than 80% of the parents they make it. I explain you this mistake by looking at what is the meaning of high mark topics. So let's go to our topic wise page. So this is our website. On our website, we have 11 plus papers, and within 11 plus papers, we have topic wise questions. Now, this is a very, very important element. And again, I will reiterate the same thing which I have explained, that many parents, they make mistake considering that this is a GL style of exam my child is sitting for, and this is a CSSE. That's not true. So these are just the exam format, the way you are presenting your answers. So in GL, the child is presenting the answer in a multiple choice. In CSSE, it's open-ended. The topic-wise which you are seeing on the website right now, this is real 11 plus exam math syllabus. So you can see on the right-hand side, there are all the topics mentioned. We have like more than 75 to 80 topics here. And these topics, they are coming from the past papers. It is really important to go through all these past papers, because these are the papers given by the school. These are not the papers written by PiAcademy. What PiAcademy is doing is only providing the answers and the topic-wise segregation. So when I'm saying what is the biggest mistake parents are doing, that parents are not focusing on the high mark topic. Now, what is a high mark topic? If you look into the algebra topic, we have 1114 questions in this bank, which is coming from the past papers. Now, most of the parents, they are not considering the simultaneous equations, and the major argument the parents they make is that this is the topic coming in the GCSE and not in the 11 plus exam. That is the another biggest mistake. Yeah. So all the papers which you see it on our website, they are all private school paper. Again, the 11 plus exam syllabus is going to be exactly the same. It doesn't matter whether it is independent, whether it is a GL or whether it is a CSSE. You must focus on mastering all the high mark topic, because 95% of the students, they are not even aware about what are these simultaneous equations, what are these algebra inverse, or what is a bid mass. Now on bid mass, you can see there are 184 questions. Linear equation, there are more than 295 questions. So this is a meaning of high mark topic, and that's the biggest mistake parents are doing. And that's why I have put a specific slide on what mistakes the parents are making. So going back to our slide, we are going to send you the link of our topic wise. This subscription is at the moment with the 30% off, because whoever the parents are joining in our webinar, we are offering a discount account, which is webinar 30. I will come to that point later, but please save this link. We are sending in the Zoom chat as well. And you can definitely subscribe to the topic wise questions, and please master the high marks topic, because that your child will have at least 20% of the question coming on the high mark topic. So what happens in the 11 plus exam is that most of the children, they score 50% of the mark, because 50% of the paper is quite easy, which can be done by any child. The actual competition begins on the top of 50%, and that's where the high important topics are coming. So please make sure that your child is taking all the high mark topic, practicing it rigorously, and you as a parent making sure that the child is scoring good marks in the high mark topics of the exam. The next point is not taking regular assessment to track the progress of the child. I think I have explained this point really well. Like in the last 3 months, you must assess your child. And the strong recommendation is whichever tutoring company you are going to, the assessment should be done by the third person, so that they can give you a very clear and concise feedback. Solving papers too early on without considering the difficulty level of the paper. I will explain this when I will come to our planner, and I will open the planner for you here on the website. So Akanksha, let's go to the 11 plus maths papers. So again, as I said, these topic-wise questions, these are coming from all 11 plus maths past paper. And in this page, you will see there is a downloadable planner. So what this planner does, the planner will explain you the difficulty level of the paper. We are a highly structured tutoring company, and through our 12 years of experience, we have developed this planner. You can see it's a very nice and concise plan. Week 1, week 2, and we have also tagged the papers based on the difficulty level. So easy, medium, and high. Now, what is the biggest mistake parents do? That they, without understanding the planner, they start taking the papers from our website and start giving those papers to their child. Now, if they begin with the hard difficulty level of paper, obviously the child will score really less mark, and it is very demotivating. So when you are giving the paper to your child, you need to be 100% sure that you are giving the paper based on the difficulty level. So you need to start with the easy, then medium, and then hard. This planner is absolutely free. We will be sending you the link here, and you can download this planner and you can utilize this planner. You can record the percentage of the marks scored. As you can see it in the F column, there is a percentage, wrong answers, weak topics, and you can also write your comment. So this template is very time-tested template. Every paper is hyperlinked so that you can go to the website for checking the paper. So we made the parents' life really easy. At the same time, a concise plan is provided for the parents so that they can't go wrong. Moving back to our mistake. So this is the third mistake, that parents are not considering the difficulty level of the paper. Lack of structured tutoring with quality resources. Now, most of the parents, now we are at a stage where the child has already joined any tutoring company. But what matters is the quality resources. Are these quality resources provided by that company or not? Solving too many papers instead of reflecting on the previous mistakes. So as you can see on our planner, there is a specific column given for recording all the mistakes. What parent must be doing, that revisiting those mistakes on and on till the child gets the full marks. Attempting too many mocks rather than building on the weak areas. Now, as I said, uh, don't try to overdo anything. You have to have a proper balance between how many mocks your child is attempting, and after finishing the mocks, you are getting a proper result from the mock exam provider, and you need to go and address the weak areas with your child. So don't try to attempt 10 or 15s of mocks. Even if you are doing 3 to 4 of four mocks, still the final exam, it's more than sufficient. So it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And the report should be very thoroughly inspected by the parent, making sure that the weak areas are immediately addressed, so that the score of your child will go quite high. So these are proper mistakes most of the parents they do. Again, we are providing you, and in fact, that was the objective of our webinar, because that's where parents are struggling right now. Parents come to us and ask us like what we should be doing in the last 3 months. And this planner, it is a fully time tested planner over the period of time, more than 10 years. And we keep updating our planner. You can see in this planner, I will walk you through quickly through this planner. You can close your eyes and follow this planner, you can't miss it. So the way this planner is arranged, as you can see in the bottom, there are 4 tabs. The assuming we have 12 weeks in hand, we designed this planner in such a way that between week 1 to week 3, you must focus on the topic wise and skill based practice. So maths topic wise, I think we had a detailed discussion about it, but English topic wise, we haven't done much discussion. So I will very quickly touch the base what kind of English topics you can do it in the week 1 to 3. So as you can see on the left hand side, we have English comprehension. We also have vocabulary, spelling, punctuation, and grammar, and creative writing. And all these papers are also available on our website. I will show you very quickly where you can find these papers. So on PiAcademy website, so the main interesting point is the 11 plus papers. So, and under 11 plus papers, you see all these small cards. These are nothing but the English topics. You can see English, verbal, non-verbal, practice papers. So this is the place where you can get all CEM and GL and all that papers. Spelling, punctuation, and grammar is a English topic. Vocabulary is an English topic. Creative writing, literary devices is an English topic. And finally, the 11 plus revision and practice. This is the great guide. You must start working on this one first, because this will also cover many topics. We are going to send you this link in our chat as well as in our email. The reason this revision and practice is really important, because this gives you a complete snapshot of everything. So don't miss this guide. Please subscribe to this guide. You can see here we have the proper topic wise practice. We have grammar, nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, so on and so on. We have also covered all the maths topics. So please scroll down this page. We have spelling, punctuation, and grammar, literary devices, everything. Basically, whatever is required for 11 plus exam as a revision guide, we ensure that all the topics are covered in here. So going back to, so basically your place to come on website is under 11 plus paper. So practice between 1 to 3 weeks, all the topics as much as you can. And then moving on, between 4 to 9 weeks, you can practice all the papers. The planners are completely freely available on our website. You can freely download and you can use it. The next one is the week 10 onwards, you can have the practice papers and mocks. Now, as I said, when the exam starts approaching, or when just like before 8 to 9 weeks of the exam, you must start practicing the board specific paper, which are like GL papers or maybe SET papers or maybe CSSE paper. These are the board specific paper, and that's why we've kept it week 10 onwards. The other important thing is we are having lots of courses going on our website. I will very quickly show you where our courses are. So if you can see 11 plus courses on the top, we are launching the 11 plus courses. They are literally starting within 4 or 5 days. So the first course, which is 25th May 2024, it's a GL booster course. It's such an amazing course. We are covering maths, English, everything in this course, which is a very, very exam specific course, and it's a booster course. Today we have a 30% discount. So don't forget to subscribe to this course. So when I am talking about the planner, we spoke about a lot on the topic wise, we spoke a lot about the papers, but what is really important, along with all this practice, you should have a structured tutoring. I have explained you what mistakes parents are doing, and you should not do that. And the way you are not going to do that is to take the right course at the right time. And this is a very right time. This is a booster revision course. So it's not a foundation course, it's a booster course. Assuming your child is attending some of the tuition centers somewhere, But what need right now is a boosting to the existing plan, to the existing activity, and that is what you're gonna get it in the booster course. We also have a full revision course on the maths, so you don't need to worry about anything. In the first week to third week, as per my planner, revision is really important, and that is achievable in here. We will send you the link of all our courses. These are like very, very popular courses, and we close the batches as soon as we have the reservations. So make sure you are subscribing to these courses. We are right now, there is already a 50% off, and members who are joining in this webinar, we are offering additional 30% off. So you can subscribe to all our courses, take a big advantage of going through all the revision courses, because if you try to do it by yourself, it will take a huge amount of time. But if your child is sitting in the course, then we have a proper structure. I will open one course for you, which is a GL course, so you will know when I was making a point that structured tutoring is really important. And what is the meaning of the structured tutoring? You can see here, we have a proper course schedule. Each day we are going to cover English, maths, VR, and the what we are going to cover within that, we have also specified that at the bottom of the page, there are the FAQs. You can take a proper look onto every course of ours, and you can reserve the place for your child. So this is pretty much about all our planners. As I said, we do have a 30% discount only for the people who are here in this webinar. So you can take a booking, you can start doing the booking. Now, really important thing which is left in today's discussion is how to select your target school. And that is where the parents are struggling, because they are still unable to make a decision or the choices between the grammar versus private and independent school. So what matters in case of the grammar school is a catchment area, and how we are going to helping you out in order to grab all the information in a consolidated place, and that is available onto the schooluniguide.com. As its name suggests, it's a guidance website basically. So we are providing the guidance related with all the schools, also the exam preparations, and this is available on our website, which is schooluniguide.com. This is my second startup after PiAcademy. And as you can see on our website, we do have 27,000 schools. We have more than 20,000 plus nearby amenities. We have verified exam providers, and we provide 100% unbiased advice. So this is the theme of this website. You can check any school information on our website. I will open one school here, for example, Henrietta Barnett. So for Henrietta Barnett, you can see we are providing literally everything, which is a snapshot of consolidation of all the information. You can see here admission dates are there. We are also having a catchment area. What are the zones of the catchment area? We do have the sample papers as well. So you can browse this page. The very beautiful thing is that we also have the comparisons of the schools. So you can compare one school with the other. And that's where many of the parents, they struggle. They feel that how we can compare the schools. So you can do the school comparisons. We do have independent schools. We do have the grammar schools as well. And you can compare the schools with regards to the school information, exam results, extracurricular activities, fees and scholarships, and everything here. So this is really a good guide for the parents who are interested in 11 plus exams, sending their child either to the grammar school or the private schools. The other feature which we still little working on it, which is a map feature, and it's really interesting that you will see our maps. So if you come on the home page, you can see the map, and these are highly interactive maps. You can see here, you can enter the school whichever you like. You can enter your postcode, you can click on go, and it will calculate the distance from your house. uh, so we specifically made these maps typically only for the schools. So we have covered 27,000 schools in our map experience. You can also filter out the schools based on the gender, based on the Ofsted reports, based on the amenities, based on the transport. So just give a go to coming to this map and exploring it. We are looking forward if you have any feedbacks on this. But yeah, we are developing this website and we got amazing response. We do have a pricing plan though here. You can have a look at our pricing plan as well. And in this pricing plan, we charge 9.99 per month. And if you want the annual membership, it's just for 49 pounds. But what you get here is all the catchment area information, enhanced comparison features, map experience, nearby amenities and listings, and 11 plus exam journey guide. So this is where we try to make this typical website very informative, and our PiAcademy is full on resources. So two businesses, PiAcademy is providing all the exam resources, and School Uni Guide is highly, as its name suggests, it's a guidance website. And I would strongly suggest parent, because last 3 months are remaining. If you want to subscribe, you can go ahead and subscribe to this website as well. So this is pretty much from my end, and we are spot on with the time. I will start taking up all the questions. As I said, webinar 30 discount coupon code is there. You can take 30% off discount today. And that is only on the PiAcademy. We are not providing the discount on our diamond plan membership. I will show you very quickly what is the diamond plan membership. So yeah, so in the pricing plan, we have a diamond pack. And this is a brilliant pack because it's already discounted 70%. So you're not going to get any additional discount on this. But if you look at the pricing, you will get access to all the resources for the 11 plus exam. Not just that, the live weekend classes are absolutely complimentary along with this package. So in a month, you will get 10 to 12 hours of tutoring in this package. So this is very lucrative package. We are sending you the link. Only thing is the webinar 30 discount you cannot apply on this package, but you can apply this discount on any other packages on our website. So yeah, please take an advantage. So that's pretty much, I have covered everything. Let's deep dive into the questions which are coming here. So there is a question from Sinan. How would I know which topics are the high mark topic from the list of the topics? Yeah, that's really good question. So it's very obvious that there are hardly few topics on the list like algebra or maybe the geometry or maybe the numbers, you know. So these are the high marks topics. So basically, high marks topic is a very referral term, because sometimes what happens is the topic is not really very difficult, but because that topic is combined in the word problem, that topics gets too much difficult. So you can see here we have dedicated word problem. So this is a very difficult topic again, because it's a combination of multiple topics sitting together in one question, as well as the wordy problem, the nature of the word problem. So I think not many questions, more or less I have addressed all of the questions. We have given you all the links here. So yeah, so we have covered pretty much everything. I will still wait for another 5 minutes, still, if just in case any question comes up. Okay, there is a question from Afroza. Do we need to solve the past papers first, then go to the topic-wise maths? I would do other way around. First solve the topic-wise questions and then go to the past paper. Because once the topics are covered, your child is more confident to solve the papers. And that's what our planner also suggests you. 1 to 3 weeks from now, you focus only on the topic-wise questions. I will also show you till I'm getting the further questions. On the website, you can see that under English, we have spelling, punctuation, grammars, and creative writing. This is a very interesting subscription, because this is really required when the child is solving the comprehension paper with a GL style format, because that does have the spelling, punctuation, and grammar. And the other interesting thing which I would like to show you is our video courses, which are recording sessions, which are pre-recorded sessions. This is the video course. But the beauty of this course is that we are covering all sort of topics. If you look at very difficult topics, somebody asked me what are the high marks topics. Yeah, so you can see here 11 plus algebra advanced word problem. So many parents, they don't even touch this topic, but there are the questions in the exam. 11 plus geometry word problems is the second one. Then fractions word problem is the third one. So we are going to send you the link here, so that you can go through these video courses. And there is a full package available. If you want to take all the video courses, we are costing it 249, but today you can get the 30% off on that. Okay, there is a question from there is a question from Ritika. When should we attempt mock? In fact, you can attempt the mocks now, and I tell you, on our website we have online mocks. This is a really good time. If you want to take a mock exam, you can take that. We have various versions or the various variations of the mock. You can go with maths and English, you can go with maths and verbal, or you can go with non-verbal and verbal. We are sending you the link in the chat, and they are just for 59 pound. You can use it for 1 year, but there is only one attempt for the mock. However, you can, once the mock is attempted, every question has got the detailed answer, and you can have access for the entire year. So this is the right time to attempt the mock. There is a question from Ankur for QV Buys maths paper. Will the school provide working out sheet, or are the students expected to use the question paper to work out, please? Also, if working out sheets are provided, do you know if these are plain or lined or the square, please? Actually, I never asked this question to any of my students who went to QV Boys. Basically, as far as I'm aware, the school gives the paper, but I don't know the details about whether it is a plain paper or whether it is a squared paper. So I will double check it. If you can connect me on my WhatsApp, we have placed many students in the QE Boys. I will connect and ask them. Okay, so that's good. We sent you the video courses link. We have also sent you the mock exam link. I think, yeah, pretty much we have done. So you can use our webinar 30 code. It is valid only for today. So sometimes parents come tomorrow and they ask for the discount. We are not going to give this discount tomorrow. So it's only valid for few hours after the webinar. So that's it pretty much. Thank you very much, Lois. Thank you, everybody. I hope you will get benefits from this webinar. If you have any questions, please connect us on our live chat, or you can join our WhatsApp group. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.